Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relyks, and today I got an Advanced Wars match for you. I think you'll maybe enjoy it. It's on a map that is particularly, honestly, difficult for the normal casual player. This is a Global League match, by the way. I am up against RedPandaMagic, who is Jess. They are second player, and I am Adder, first player. This map, as you guys can see from the way it looks, 3-base map, and there's one comm tower each in the center, as well as labs that need capturing, not headquarters, which would give funds. In general, I'm not a big fan of this map and the way it's designed. I've played it a few times in public matches as well, but this is a interesting matchup here because it's the lowest tier, as well as it's a high funds match. So that being said, I wonder how this is going to go. As you guys know, high funds, or should know, high funds is 2,000 funds per property, and as you guys can see from our co-power meters, our powers are actually very small. Mine's a 5 and Jess is a 6. Having my co-power at my first co-power at 2 stars and Jess 3. So we're going to probably see a lot more powers, more often than not. And especially since it's high funds, so we'll get it really fast. The reason why I chose Adder is specifically, A, he has no real downside. He's a very neutral co, and I'm not a big fan of using the bottom tier co's in general. But if I do, I would play with Flak just because I like to just have fun with it. But this in Global League, you can't use Flak, so Adder it is. And then my opponent chose Jess. Probably one of the better bottom tiers as well. Jess, Adder, and I'd say Jake are the best 3. But my opponent chose Jess. Not too bad of a choice, honestly, considering the terrain that we have to traverse. So either one was actually a pretty good choice since both of their powers give extra movement. Yeah, overall, not a bad match. Honestly, the reason why I'm doing this is for something specific. I will tell you guys later in the video. This map is, by the way, the match was played on a map called Love Supremacies. If you guys are interested in playing this, Love Supremacies. So I just finished it the other day. It took a while, but it was a fun match. Actually, it took about a week. Little patience here and there. I think the guy only played like once or twice, a day. So it's not like I was able to play all the time. So overall, it was a really good match. At least I felt it was, and I'd like to share it with you guys. So let's get started. So I'm just going to begin with the capture phase. Obviously, you guys know, gotta go for properties as soon as possible, especially the bases here and in the bottom left for them. So nothing out of the ordinary. Obviously, just you gotta go for the cities, gotta go for the bases. Try and get as many properties as possible, as soon as possible, because they give 2,000 funds each. And high funds is interesting because sometimes you can forego, sometimes you don't want to forego the properties. For the most part, we should be mirroring each other. Obviously, the exception being that they have the 2 extra infantry. I did not. So, as you guys can see, we're moving around our infantry, pretty much doing the exact same moves. Exact same things, exact same builds. That's kind of the standard, considering that we only started with 1 base. That's one of these things I don't like about these maps that only start with 1 base. Even if it is a 3-base map, is why even do that? You might as well just give us the 2 from the get-go, just so it speeds up the match, much quicker. All right, so I pull out as first player. I pull out the first tank in a high funds match. As you guys can see, I still have money, but I still built 2 infantry in the top right. Alright, decent moves, right? So now we move on, and let's see what Jess does to retaliate against that. And also, by the way, as you guys can see, now that this is the end of their turn, they're capturing the airport with that extra infantry that they get to start with, whereas I have not even started capturing mine. So a little slight difference in the capturing because of that fact, but I will start on the next turn. Now, as far as their builds, in order to retaliate against my tank, they built their own tank. You know, pretty straightforward, pretty good build. And then on the other side, though, they have a rocket launcher. Something I couldn't do, because if I did, I would have to base skip. So this rocket is actually going to be quite important. So keep that in mind. Day 7 rolls in now, and I move my infantry even further in to do more captures. Tank moves up, infantry moves down. I mimic him, and I do a rocket on my left side, just like he did on his right side. So again, the maps are mirrored, so mirrored and flipped, rather, I should say. So the rocket now is on this side, and they have their rocket on that side. I also built an anti-air. Anti-air is pretty good against infantry, so it can break walls. And then B, the airport is on this right side, so I didn't want to get caught, you know, not having an anti-air available when an air unit pops up. Not to mention, there's no tanks around here, so it'll take a couple turns for him to get to the middle here with a tank. So that's why I built it now, that way I can prepare just in case. Their turn rolls in. Again, nothing special. However, because of the way the rockets work, the range, check this out. Boom. Neutral city is covered by the rocket launcher, as well as protecting all of their other cities. So because of the mountain ranges, the forests, and the way the terrain works, and look how narrow these pathways are, right? It's going to be hard to take out these rockets, as well as they have the advantage in defending. So after seeing them build that, I realized they could move like that and target the city. That's why I built the same thing on my other side. They also built a second rocket on that side as well. So now they have a tank and rocket launcher on both sides. Interesting. And as you guys know, Jess is a good tank co, so the more tanks she has, the better. So I mimic him. I move my tank towards the center, though. See how the tank is chasing me now, right? Tank can't attack anything except for this infantry, and it can't reach my tank over here. So I'm moving to the center. I have free targets I can attack here in the middle. So that's one of the advantages of me being first player and getting the first tank out. I can dictate where I want to fight and send that tank to move in and fight. Again, staying out of range of his rocket, or their rocket. Move my infantry back. Again, if the tank wants to attack that infantry, it'll be in range of the rocket launcher, which would be bad for them. And I built another three more tanks this turn, so to retaliate against all the tanks that Panda's building. So again, finishing our captures on our own islands and everything like that. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Tank is following me, but moving in a position where it can be defensive, so that way I can't attack into it. Rocket is out of range, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to attack it anyways. So they too build a couple more tanks and an infantry, and they also build a battlecopter on the far right. So again, the battlecopter is out now, and that's why I have the anti-air in preparation for that. So they moved the rocket over one so they could help protect the infantry that's capturing the city. I did the exact same thing, so I can do the exact same thing. However, the difference is, now that my tank is in the middle, I got a free shot on this infantry. This tank can't reach, and this tank can't reach, so I got a nice free hit to start. And of course, since we have a comm tower, Jess has weak infantry. Even though I'm on a shoal, I take the first engagement on this infantry too. Seems like a pretty good engagement. And in high funds, I sacrifice this infantry, even though I know it's in range of the rocket, to stop the capture, because I know that in high funds, every city is worth 2,000. That infantry I just used is only 1,000, so I'm going to try and stop that capture as much as I can. I also move my tanks in a way so I can support myself. Again, this tank cannot attack mine, so it would have to attack infantry, which I'll be able to retaliate if it does. Battlecopter, tank, tank, tank. All from me. All vehicles this turn. So, again, my anti-air is already out, and I'm already covering the side. They don't have an anti-air yet, so my battlecopter is going to have a free turn to move out into position and be prepared to attack. And unlike them, I didn't go for the city capture, because A, they're threatening my city here with this guy, so I moved back, And B, there's no point to me doing it because they also have a rocket launcher, and honestly, the rockets would destroy me. So if we take a look, if it attacked me while I was capturing, it was going to do 8 damage to me. So there's no point for me to do that. So again, they moved their rocket a little bit closer. Their infantry fired back, by the way. So it was a 6-7, and it fired back. Even though Jess has weak infantry, this engagement was favorable for them. I don't know how they got that lucky with Jess infantry, but they did. So it was very unfortunate. And they one-shot my 10 infantry. Again, Jess has increased vehicles attack by 10%. So that's something I cannot do with my rockets, but that's something that Jess can. One-shot infantry on planes with that comm tower. So that was unfortunate, but it was a worthy sacrifice because now it's down to 1 HP and they can't capture. They don't have another infantry in range to capture either. They build an anti-air in the bottom left to prepare for my battlecopter, which is the right response. Build another battlecopter, tank, and tank. So again, we're building a lot of vehicles because it's high funds. Because it's 3 base, you definitely want the numbers out there, especially in high funds where, look at the terrain. It's going to be so hard to traverse and get to the front lines that you don't really have time to tech up too much. So that's where I felt like, definitely need to, start putting out the units and take the right engagements. So anti-air moves in, tanks, form a ball. Again, if they want to move in and attack, they can, but then they'll get hit hard. Kill the infantry in the middle, so now they don't have infantry to support. Use my battlecopter to block, and use my rocket to help block, or take territorial advantage over there. I get a first shot on his tank. This tank is out of range, cannot support. And again, even though they're on defensive terrain, I get the first hit, so I end up at 7-6, and I'm out of range of this battlecopter as well. So, pretty good strike, I think. And you also use my other tank. Again, this one's still not in range, nor is this tank. So that's a free hit that I got, and it's a pretty good hit. Because now that tank is being forced to retreat, most likely. So, after I saying that you shouldn't tech up too much because you want the numbers game, I still had 4 units to build, battlecopter, tank, and infantry, as well as 1 medium tank on the right. As adder, and I'm going to get my co-power sooner than my Jess opponent, I will get that extra movement boost from my power, which will make it have 6. So the medium tank is going to be really strong for me. As adder, or any co with movement boost, medium tanks aren't too bad. Normally, if you guys have watched any of my other videos, I'm not a big fan of medium tanks. I hate medium tanks. I just don't like the costs in which for the movement as well. It's just not efficient enough, especially in high funds. You want neo tanks with 6 movement and they're stronger. However, I just don't have the money for that because, neo tanks are 22,000. Medium tanks are 16,000. If I build a neo tank, I gotta build only infantry and have to skip on the battlecopter. So the medium tank alone with adder's power will be more than enough, I think. So their battlecopter moves into the center. Right now I do not have anything to take care of that battlecopter, so that's a little bit of an issue. And they block the city, so I can't capture it. Tank fires back. Again, the reversal on the number, I get it, it's just, so that's fine. If it, unlike the infantry retaliating, that shouldn't have happened. The tank one should have, so that's fine by me. They built a second rocket on the right side, third rocket, second one on the right. So that's quite an interesting build. Again, they're trying to go defensive using the mountains to their advantage. They also attacked on the forest over here, my forest infantry. Now I was looking at it and it should have happened. Yes, so 4 damage, and then as a 6, I do 2, so it kind of looked fishy to me just because I keep thinking Jess has weaker infantry, but I guess I'm also forgetting that they have the comm tower, so I forget that they have a slight increase, making it normal damage. So I keep forgetting that, and I kind of let that happen on my own. So again, rocket on the bottom left still stays still. Anti-air is now in range of many units. However, it's not in range of every unit. And so that's something to take note of. other battlecopter also went straight left, so now this one's over here as well. So moving their units to the center, as you guys can see, I don't have too many to support. They built another battlecopter, tank, and infantry as well. So again, even though they're just and you know they don't get any air unit boosts, you know, it's not too bad to build more and more battlecopters. So I moved my anti-air in the middle. Right now it's in range of the tank, but I'm going to make sure I cover it. Use my infantry as walls. I also have a tank for support. Moving my medium tank down. Going back for some repairs with my other tank. Again, this anti-air is out of range. Use my new battlecopter. Free hit on infantry. Every little damage I can do to infantry is great, because in high funds you definitely don't want to lose them, since you don't really want to waste your time building more. So that was a really good hit for me. Especially since it's on a road, so it did even more damage. I moved my tanks back from the center. There, now I'm outside the middle, and I'm able to support each unit if needed. Anti-air on the right to help take care of the battlecopters. I also built another battlecopter, tank, and tank. So overall, I want to keep building all 4 bases every single turn if possible. Again, I don't have any detriments, so there's no reason for me not to keep building battlecopters. And since I already have the 1 tech up unit besides the rocket launchers, I feel like I'm fairly confident that, you know, this will be a pretty good move to have the numbers game going for me. So if you guys didn't see, I also started capturing the city. This rocket had to move into range. Tank moves in and attacks my infantry. To be honest, I don't really know why I did that. It's kind of a dumb move by me. Also on the right side, again, the 8 infantry attacking into my 9. Ouch. Again, I was like, man, this guy's getting lucky with their just infantry, huh? Yeah, and Von left rockets not doing much, just guarding each other. Not moving up at all. Anti moves left now from the right, from over here. It moves all the way left. Kind of an interesting move. Battlecopters stayed near the lab. And infantry, they got 4 infantry in the middle, ready for capture. Build another anti-air, bomber, and 2 infantry. That bomber is quite an interesting play, because I don't have anything here to take care of it besides the anti-air, but even my anti-air can't one-shot the bomber, so it will definitely get a hit on something if I'm not too careful, especially if it hits my medium tank first. Seeing that, I definitely want to go in a more defensive position, so I take care of that 1 infantry that's annoying. By the way, this 1 infantry is still capturing. It's only down to 7. They're not going to get it yet. And by the way, I killed it anyways with the 4, so it's worth it. Still out of range of the rocket launcher, out of range of this bomber, so they can't do anything. Blocking and making sure my anti-air, my sole anti-air over there, is still covered and alive. Again, because this anti-air moved over here, can't attack my battlecopter over here, so I get another free shot, and this time it was on a tank, and this battlecopter can't reach either. So again, my battlecopters are doing work. They're staying out of range, but still doing damage. As you guys can also see, outside of range of tank, they have this tank here that's a 6, but it's going to do not enough damage, and this tank can't reach. So I get a free kill on an infantry, boom, and I'm threatening the battlecopters to stay away. I also move my infantry up a little bit, and have tanks moving into support just in case. And again, I reposition my units to help support each other. Again, battlecopter, tank, anti-air, tank. Again, I want as many anti-airs as I can get, because these air units are flying around everywhere. Apparently I need more anti-air. So, I think that's the right play. But yeah, gotta keep the numbers game up. Again, when I get my power, and I have all these tanks with 6 movement, they're going to have 7 movement, and they're going to move in and attack pretty hard. So, rocket killed my infantry, whatever. I stopped their capture, that's all that mattered. And again, they go into defensive positions as well. Bomber moving towards the center, and they pull out the first Neo tank of the match. And they move their infantry back as well. So that Neo tank now... Okay, so first of all, I have nothing. Even my medium tank can't even take on that Neo tank. So that's the first thing. That's scary as hell. Second, there's a bomber so it could plow through any unit I have right now, any unit, and one-shot it. That's also scary. So I definitely need to tech up and get something out there that will help me destroy his units. So now, after this turn, I'm like looking, like, alright, what can I do? They also skipped on a air unit build, so that's one less unit that they're going to have besides me. So that's something that I wanted to keep in mind, is I want to build 4 units every single turn if possible. So I go for the middle city capture. If they want to stop me, they got to use a battlecopter to stop me. And that's not going to be very efficient for them, because then my anti-airs will come in and kill it. So again, knowing the high-tech units are there, I'm going into the defensive positions all across the board. I even build walls on the left side with using the mountain range as well. And again, I don't want to base skip or skip on that airport unit, so again, another battlecopter. I build my own Neo tank, having saved up a slight bit from before. I always saved about 4,000. I don't know if you guys noticed. I always saved about 4,000 like almost every single turn, just to make sure I have enough just in case I need to build a super unit. And also build 2 infantry, so I don't base skip at all. So there you go. If this tank bomber wants to roll in, I got anti-air across the board, so can't do anything. Got battlecopters in support. These tanks can't get through. This anti-air can't get through. So these battlecopters can attack these guys. Feel free to do so. I got anti-air and battlecopters. They think they could get cheeky and try and capture their middle city. Not gonna let it happen. Neo tank moved in on the right. Battlecopters move out. So again, taking up defensive positions to try and move up as well a little bit, so I don't just gain total territory advantage. They built another Neo tank on the left side, and again they skipped the airport build. So again, that's another unit. I'm gaining more unit availability on the field over them. And all the air units are on one side right now, so honestly I don't need to get an anti-air on the left side as long as these guys are on the right. Pretty safe for me. So I get the middle city. Thanks for letting me have it. Alright. So now I have a capture advantage by 1. And that's a huge advantage, honestly. I have a weak tank, so I sacrifice it by attacking the city capturing infantry. Again, they can't get it for 2 more turns now. Battlecopter moves in a little bit to defend the anti-air again. This bomber cannot get in without taking damage now. Even if they use their tank to try and attack this guy, I don't think it's going to work. And they have to use their battlecopters too if they want to get in. My Neo tank is now in a position to help attack and defend here. Again, on the left side, I don't know why they let me attack my rocket on the left side for free on an infantry. So I do actually one-shot. I thought I didn't, but I do, guaranteed. So quite interesting they let me have that. Probably an error. So you guys will see. Oh, I think I already did it, huh? Or is that a bug? I think that's a bug, yeah. Oh yeah, so the replay had an error. I destroyed the infantry that was right here on the screen, so yeah, my rocket destroyed it. So pretty good. And because they built a Neo tank on the left side now, I built my own Neo tank to help. So again, you want Neo on Neo, not medium tanks, and battlecopters alone aren't going to help. But I make sure to not base skip again. All 4 bases are building something. So they join cap to try and make sure they get that city. So now only needs 3 captures. Quite interesting. Yeah, I don't know if you want to join cap because, again, they're not building outside every single base. Therefore, they're going to be losing out on units. As you guys can see right now, I'm 40 to 31. So accidentally, I put my infantry on this mountain, and I totally forgot there's a rocket launcher, so that was pretty stupid of me. Free hit for them. Oh, you guys see that? 10 tank, join caps on a 6. Pretty bizarre. I mean, it's already high funds, and they just did that to get extra money. I don't know. I don't agree with that whatsoever. That was pretty weird. Build another Neo tank on the left side with a medium tank and an infantry. Again, skipping out on the airport, something that's a mistake. It's a huge mistake. But because of that joint cap, they are teching up a lot of their units, which could be very dangerous. So looking at this turn, I was like, alright, we're pretty even across the board. It's a kind of straight lines, right? I definitely don't want them to get that extra city to even up the playing ground. And what can I do here? So I was like, do I use my power soon? But I was also looking at it, I'm like, whoever uses their power first will probably have the disadvantage. Just because, for example, if I use my power now, which I only have 150 funds extra over it, if I use that now, they're going to probably get their super and destroy me, and I'm not going to get any of that. So I was thinking in my head the entire time I was playing out all my moves, I gotta wait for them to use their power first, probably. So I decided to just forego it and just use regular attacks. I even send in a battlecopter just in case, you know, like I'm in range of theirs, but I have anti-air. I have plenty of anti-air in the middle, and I have more battlecopters if needed, and my power if I need to back them up. I also have my other battlecopter. Look, these guys are out of range. This tank's out of range. Even if they use their power this next turn, still one range out of hitting this one. So I'm actually in a really good spot to support my air units with each other. And now my Neo tank is out here on the field, and it can protect all my units as well. So I'm clustering up the bulk of my units really well, especially in the right side. They can't attack me, but I'm preparing to attack them. This turn I built a mech. Funny mech, right? Mech. But again, I'm adder. Once this thing gets some movement boost, it's going to move like an infantry. Gotta be careful with that. Not to mention with all the terrain advantages here, it's probably going to be good for me. Build my own bomber. You know, I might as well, because the bombers can take care of the Neo tanks if needed. Anti-air infantry on the right. Again, anti-airs are good for wall breaking against infantry. They built a fighter as their first move on day 15. A fighter. This fighter has to travel across the entire map just to get to the middle and the left side to retaliate against my air units. Quite interesting move, honestly. I actually wasn't expecting that, but they figured something out. Fighter as the first move of the turn. So again, defensive positioning. They're one of those people that just end their wait their units because they don't want to, I guess, mess up. But to me, that's kind of not smart, because if you need to move them later, you know, you figure something else out, you probably shouldn't wait your units until you're absolutely sure. They still have a lot to do on the left side. So look, they're attacking my infantry. They're sacking an infantry for what? To kill a 3. Not smart. Battlecopter moves in, attack my battlecopter. Bomber moves down. Okay, big deal. Again, why sack a battlecopter to attack a battlecopter? Didn't kill me, and my anti-air is right there. I don't know if they realize that. And this fighter is not like it's going to reach anyways, so kind of interesting move, to be honest. Again, waiting all their units, kind of a waste of time. And they have 39,000 left, or 3,900 left, but they have 2 infantry and a tank, so they don't base skip. Quite interesting build. Again, the fighter on the first move. Alright. My turn. This is now day 16. As you guys can see, I have more than just more than just a 2 power bar. So it's a pretty good amount of coat power I got going right now. Looking at this turn, I was like thinking to myself, alright, what do I do here? What do I do now? I have supremacy in the middle. However, this bomber could pick and choose units. Could wall break me, right? I mean, wall break, destroy a tank. Maybe even have this guy destroy something, an infantry, or heck, use this one to destroy an infantry. Then this guy could get a free shot. I don't know. Anything can happen at this turn, right? So I was like, that bomber needs to be stopped. I planned this out quite a bit. The next 3 turns, I planned a lot. I'm talking like half an hour per turn. Literally. I wanted to make sure that when I do these moves, they're going to be the daggers. So, here we go. Of course, naturally, anti-air kills the battlecopter, right? Of course it will. Why not? Other anti-air moves a little closer. Tanks moves a little closer. Again, reserve my power. Now look at this. Boom. 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 The bomber is stuck. Why can't it just fly around battlecopters? Who knows? It's advanced words for you. They can't stop me. But they can still try and break it out if I'm not done. Battlecopter moves in, covers the 3. I go for a city capture. Nothing can reach this guy except for a battlecopter. Using all my tanks to support. Move my tank here. That way 2 battlecopters can't move in and attack my 1 battlecopter. And this fighter's still out of range, by the way, too. Bomber moves into a position to help block for the rocket. And again, this anti-air 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even if they were to use their regular power, they don't have enough movement on get on that forest. And not to mention, I'm probably going to just block it with an infantry. So, pretty good wall. And my Neo Tank goes on the left side to help block from any extra units. So now I got 2 super units blocking and ready to attack on the next turn. So again, on the right side, I'm continuing my defensive ball. Don't want to make the first move. And again, don't base skip. I still build a Neo. I still build my battlecopters. Strong air unit every single turn. Battlecopter or bomber. Built every single turn since I got that airport. It's very important. As you guys can see, my unit is now built is 47. 47 to 32 this turn. Let me see. This map has a unit limit of 60, so I'm not close to being done, right? It's pretty good. So their turn now. Let's see what they do. Moves up 1 infantry. They moved that 1 infantry, and then they just stopped. They didn't play for like a good day or so. I'm like, quite interesting. Use their power, their regular power. You guys can see they only have slightly above another bar, or slightly below another HP co-power bar. So, like I said in the beginning, I said a few turns ago, whoever uses their co-power is probably going to lose first. Or co-power first is probably going to lose because I'm going to get the rest of my co-powers and get my super. So here we go. See what they do. Tank moves in. 1-shot my infantry. It was a percent chance, by the way. Kills the 3 infantry. Funny enough. Tank moves in. Hits the anti-air, but doesn't kill it. Again, use their battlecopter. Again, I don't get this. I really don't get this. Pretty stupid move. Tank moves in, kills my tank. Fighter moves in, of course. Naturally, it's the right thing to do. Their battlecopter retreated, by the way. I don't know about that. And they're still holding a defensive position. So, half their units already moved, and they haven't really done much. But I already have my super. Build an anti-air also. So now tanks and anti-air are moving back. Everything's moving backwards. Look how far this rocket moved. No longer protecting the city, and they're moving backwards. They're giving me territory advantage. Probably anticipating that I'm going to use my super, most likely. Alright. That was an interesting turn. Bomber's still captured inside my battlecopter trap. This anti-air is now going to be ready to take it down. So I have my super, it gives me 2 movement instead of 1, but I don't need my super because I only need my power. And if I use my power once, I can have it again for free. Boom. As you guys can see on the screen, I still have 27,000. I only need around 22,000 for my next power. So I get 2 powers for the price of 1. So again, I automatically capture that city. Battlecopter 3 moves down, blocks the tank. If they want to attack this battlecopter, they gotta use either the fighter or move this tank first and use the anti-air. My bomber moves in, kills this tank. Dangerous move because I need to make sure it's covered. You know, there's quite a bit of units there that can hit me. Battlecopter moves in, helps kill the battlecopter. I was hoping that would kill it, and if not, use the infantry. It did, so that's alright. Because of that, I planned this turn a lot, and I was thinking I have to use this anti-air to attack that battlecopter. Nope, I could use the infantry, and I could retreat it to heal. So that was good. Battlecopter moves up, attacks a tank for free. Other battlecopter moves up, attacks another tank. Tank moves in, destroys tank. Tank moves in, hits tank. This tank is trapped, it can't do anything. Other tank moves in, destroys that tank. Anti-air moves in, attacks the bomber, bringing it down to 2. Battlecopter moves in, destroys that tank. Because I might as well. So now I'm in a position that's blocking, as well as this fighter can't hit my bomber yet. Or it can now, but it won't be able to yet. Watch. So now I got tanks and infantry covering. The only way in is to try and get through these units, which you can't. There's not enough units here, especially with these mountains blocking, to get through. Again, so my mech moved from right here onto this mountain over there. Nice little movement there. Rocket gets another free shot on an infantry. Don't know what they're thinking there. Again, I don't push too hard, right? But I do go for some captures on the right side, as well as move all of my units up. It's no longer time for defense. Look, I'm in range of the back rocket. Infantry only. I'm in range of this one. Captures. Alright, that's fine. Mistakenly, I put my Neo tank in range of this rocket. I don't know why I did that, but we'll see what they do. I build my own fire to retaliate against theirs. I realize that maybe my anti-airs may not be able to get that fighter given the terrain. However, we'll see what happens. Not to mention, with the anti-airs maybe taking care of infantry, I may need the fighter to attack battlecopters, so that's why I built it. But again, no base skipping. I still have 4,000, but I still build infantry. Their turn rolls in. They don't have co-power from all the damage I just did. Look at the difference now. 48 units to 31. Look at the value difference. Huge difference. So now I'm going to speed up and wrap this up. Rocket attacks my infantry. Again, capturing his city. He sacrificed an infantry to stop my neutral city capture. Moves the tank out of the way. Uses the anti-airs to kill the 3 battlecopters. Fighter kills another battlecopter. Alright, that's fine by me. Again, moves his big tanks in position to defend his rockets. Bomber's now going to be dead. It was useless. They built a mega tank. Slow but very defensive, so that's kind of dangerous for me. But again, bottom left, all these units aren't doing anything. 0 movement. Alright, so now that they did that, again, base skipping on the airport, I have my power still, so do I use it? I don't think so. Not at this turn yet. Sack infantry. Boom, brings it down to a 9. That was just to weaken the infantry for later. Battlecopter, tank. Boom, that's dead. Anti-air, kills the bomber now. Bomber moves in, hits the anti-air. Alright, cool. I'm taking engagements first because, hey look, my co-power bar is charging. Interesting, right? So I'm taking as many engagements as I can to help gain more co-power for another co-power for a later turn if needed. Look at these free engagements. I'm one-shotting these guys. Now I use my side slip. So, look at that. I have a little bit over. If I even do another turn, I could get more and get another co-power. If I use it this turn, Neo tank hits Neo tank, brings it down to a 5. Now my medium tank can move in and destroy it. Perfect. Tank moves in, hits rocket. Awesome. Infantry moves on the mountain, kills rocket. Other infantry moves in, attacks rocket. 3 damage. What a beautiful turn. That alone was more than enough. But we're not done. Again, the anti-air can't kill this one shot if it was a 10. But with the extra 1 damage I did, it can. Boom. Dead. Tank moves in, hits anti-air. In fact, I kill the anti-air. Neo tank now moves in, hits the medium tank for free, and does huge, massive damage. Battlecopter moves in, destroys the tank on lab. Lab's exposed. Anti-air moves in, hits the fighter for free. Again, they already have their super. They're not getting anything out of this, so I'm going to speed up now. Capturing their comm tower, capturing their city. Battlecopter moves in, hits the rocket on the left side. Mech on mountains still, by the way, still capturing their cities. All my tanks hit their tanks hard. Yeah, this is devastating. It's a devastating turn for them. Look at this. Beautiful. I'm getting captures all over the place now. It's GG at this point. So again, I strut my stuff. Not base skipping again. These anti-airs, I built these for the Mega Tank, but at the same time, it's not needed. None of these units I just built are really needed. Alright, day 18, they use their super. Not gonna matter. Sacrifice the medium tank. Should have just repaired it. Destroys my Neo. Big whoop. I knew that was coming. Rocket and Battlecopter destroys my other Neo. Whatever. Fighter hits my bomber. Big deal. Again, it's not going to do much. Yeah, look at that. They can't do anything. They can't do anything. Interrupting captures. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Look at this. Their units are all in range for me to attack them. It's pretty sad. Built 2 mechs too. They didn't resign either. So my turn. Again, I'm first player. Look at the difference in our values and unit leads. Capture Comm Tower, capture City. Hit the anti-air. My bomber's pretty safe. By attack and destroy the anti-air. Boom. Can't stop my bomber now. I even destroyed the fighter. So now my bomber gets to attack anything I want. Fighter moves straight across right to attack those battlecopters. Again, infantry attack those rockets. Boom. Infantry moves down, attacks the city. In fact, I shouldn't have used this guy. I should have moved him over here and used my power. I could have captured the lab this turn, but I forgot about it. But that's okay. Block the Mega Tank with my Battlecopter. They can't do anything about it. They don't have enough airiness to take out the Battlecopter. It's GG. Look at this. And look at this. Look, this is a disgustingly horrible turn for them. Ugh. I'm just rolling them over. Look at this. Nasty. And I build more bombers. Oh my god. Makes me think I'm Sturm because look how devastating. Look how scary the Black Hole army of black units can be. And they resign on day 19. Wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at all the units I killed. Look how many units they killed. Not much either. Infantry almost takes half of it. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, yeah, there's that. That's the video. Again, this was a Global League match. This got me to 1099.99. I am points, what, 001 short of 1100 rating. And, yeah, my record's pretty good. I believe I'm now 16-4 and 16-3 and 1. 16-3 and 1 now. So, I'm fairly happy with how this went. Again, this was a Global League High Funds match. Unfortunately, so sorry, RedPandaMagic. I pushed you down from 1K to the 900s, but it was a good match. I hope you had fun with it as much as I did. Unfortunately, I just came out on top. Again, don't want to base skip, especially on high funds. Build those battlecopters, even if you are just, and they're not going to get any huge movement boosts. Gotta build those air units. Again, I dominated fairly well. I positioned my units very well. If you guys saw, we had walls going across the entire map. Honestly, with all the move planning I did very well as far as making sure, I was thinking about it, making sure I move my units in clusters. Because if I try to attack all fronts at the same time, it's never going to work. And that's something I wanted to keep in mind for the match is gotta move your units to support each other, and that's what I kind of did in the middle. At first, we're on the outside. There's nothing here in the center. But as they're defensive and on both ends, and I'm defensive on both ends, I gradually moved 1 or 2 units every so often to the center so I can help gain control, all while keeping most of my units on the outside. Again, using the terrain, especially these mountain ranges, to my advantage to keep them at bay. These 2 neutral cities, this one and this one, played a huge part in the map. And if you think you can try and get it, I think that's a mistake. Obviously, look, this one, I didn't even get this one at the end, right? And that's the one that they should be trying to capture, not this one. This one's mine, technically speaking. It's a 2 base side, so this is my strong side on this side, right? This is my city, and they try to capture it. I think that was a mistake. yeah, overall it was a fun map. I don't like it. I still don't like it, but it was fun to play. It really was fun to play, and it really got my brain thinking. So yeah, overall it was a great matchup. Again, some minor mistakes for this guy, but I planned the heck out of my moves, and I did some really good wall breaks as well as good movements. So I think pounding back for myself for that one. Probably not the most professional looking match, of course, but I felt like it was a really good matchup, especially for us who are not, grandmasters or whatever. So for decent players in the 1,000 ratings, not bad. If you guys like this one though, hit the like button, comment down below what you guys thought, and subscribe to the channel for more Advanced Wars content as well as any other content I've been putting out. Again, we have Halo, my brother versus brother competition. It's on Legendary. We have Kingdoms of Amalur, and we have plenty of hockey. Videos are going to be coming out. So a lot of content here and there, a diverse amount of content. I think I'm going to put out one more Advanced Wars video after this. We'll see. I may not. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, it was overall a good map. Yeah, that Mega Tank. Look at that thing. It's scary. But just block it in. Can't do anything with it. Probably would have been better if it was a Neo Tank. But yeah, good match. Good match. Again, I'm not a big fan of the bottom tier COs, but it is what it is. I wish it was a higher tier. It would have definitely changed how this map worked. Like if it was Andy or Rachel, Kindle, someone with more, capabilities, I would say, then probably would have been more in their favor, considering the way they built their rockets first. And they could have had territory advantage first had they moved in a little bit faster. However, they made some mistakes along the way and allowed me to get more territory advantages. So, and then of course when they used their power, they didn't attack, they moved backwards. So don't know about that move. So Panda, if you see this video, keep that in mind for your future too. Again, I'm not a pro or anything, but I do realize that was I think that was a mistake, and that was kind of a waste of your cold power. Again, like I said, whoever used their cold power first probably would have lost, and unfortunately you did, and I won. So there's that. But again, like I said, if you guys want to see more Advanced Wars content, let me know. I will see if I can put more out. Obviously, I've been playing, a lot of matches here and there. This is being one of them in a Global League match. But otherwise, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a nice day. Stay tuned for any more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.